Hey guys, I mentioned in my last video that I would be doing a painting of my dog Crystal for my brother for Christmas. He wanted this for his gift instead of something that I could buy him, and I appreciate that a lot because it makes things a bit easier for me financially this holiday season. If you don't know, or I think I might have mentioned my dog passed away about a year ago. It's been more than a year ago now, actually. I did a painting of her right before COVID started, actually, in 2020. And I was at a paint and sip with a friend of mine, and another friend of mine actually worked at the paint and sip place. It was up in New Jersey. I'll pop the painting that I did up on the screen. I did not do the undersketch for this. Basically, the whole purpose was you sent in a picture of your pet a couple weeks before the date that you were going in to paint, and one of the staff members drew the pet from the picture that you sent them. So yeah, I want to preface that I did not do the undersketch. However, I did do the painting. All the paint was me. It was a fun experience. I'm not a big drinker, so I didn't really drink while I was there. I also had work that night, I believe, so I wasn't drinking. But I did have a lot of fun with my friend, Colleen. We just enjoyed doing it. I think she did a painting of her hamster. I highly recommend going to these places with your friends. I mean, even if you have friends that aren't artsy, sometimes they'll just enjoy it because of the whole premise of the thing. But I would highly recommend going to paint and sips, especially if they're as good as the one I went to. And I did this painting, I think the whole session was about 2 to 3 hours. So I was surprised that I got that much done, but I guess if you're sitting there for 2 to 3 hours with a friend, the time goes by faster and you paint faster. I don't know. I'm usually not that quick to finish a piece, but I guess it also helped that the sketch was already done for me and I had a picture of her with me. So my brother saw this painting and he wanted one for himself, and it even became, it was more so after she passed. I mean, I think he wanted one even before that, but I'm not sure. But after she passed, I told him, yeah, I'll get a painting for you. And I never did it. So now I am going to do it. I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride because it's been a while since I've done a complete painting, especially one of this size. I still haven't exactly decided what that size is going to be yet, but more on that later in the video. For now, I wanna jump into finding reference. I did ask my mom and my brother, but now I'm thinking I should ask my stepfather too, for images of my dog. I have a few of my own that I've taken, but I'll be honest, I'm just not a big picture person. I don't take a lot of pictures of my family or my animals. It's just not something I do. I typically live more in the moment rather than taking pictures, but I kind of regret it now because now I don't have any really good pictures of her. It's also because she was a dog, so she was kind of hard to take pictures of, but I'll put a couple on the screen for you guys to see. Basically, I'm not going to be taking any of the poses from these images. I think what I'm going to do is just use them as like a color model for me, so I know where approximately, like, she has a white stripe on the front of her face, like where that goes, as well as like, you know, her eye color and stuff like that. Although it's pretty dark, so I would assume it's brown to black. But as for the pose, I decided to go on Pinterest and basically look up poses of Shih Tzus from photographers. I don't know exactly, because we have a couple pictures of her when she had her hair grown out very long. We also had pictures of her from when she was shaved, which I thought she was adorable shaved. But really, I think the best way she was somewhere in between being shaved and being to the point where she needed to go back to be fully shaved. So I think I'm gonna go that route. I was thinking of doing, because I saw a really cute picture, and I'll pop that one up, of me and my brother and my dog. And this was a Christmas photo my mom took a while ago. I was really young, and so was my brother. But basically, she was wearing like a little Christmas bow on her head, and I thought about doing that because I thought it was adorable, but I just think to hang that up somewhere, a dog with like a red Christmas bow on her head would be a little weird for him. I don't know that I would hang that up in my house. I mean, maybe I would around the holidays, but this is something I want him to put on display in his room at college or something, just so he has that reminder of her, because he really loved her too. I think what I'm going to do is ask him what kind of background color he wants, or if he wants something specific for the background, because I'm still not set on that. But as for the pose, I'm going to do some quick sketches in my sketchbook just to kind of see what's what and come up with maybe a pose that I really like. All right, and with that, I'm going to switch over to an overhead view so you guys can see my sketchbook. So if you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for going through the first 5 minutes of this, where I'm just kind of rambling about what my plans are for this painting. I really wanted to kind of talk about what I'm doing to approach this bigger piece. I haven't done a painting in a while, at least not to this scale. So I just wanted to take a moment to say that I appreciate that, and also ask that if you like these sort of videos where I'm explaining the process from, idea to finished painting, definitely give this video a like. It lets me know that you like this kind of content and I can make more of it if this is the sort of thing you like. And if you're new here, or maybe this is your second or third video of mine that you're watching and you're still not subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button, ring that bell, because it'll let you know every time a video of mine goes out. This channel is all about learning as we go, as an artist, as a business person, as just a human being, because that's making content, because I've never done this before. I also have an Instagram, a Tumblr, and a Twitter. They're all linked down below if you want to check me out there. I'm planning on being much more active, especially as the new year comes in. It's just a little crazy around the holidays. And with that, I wanted to let's get back into talking about the actual piece that I'm working on. So we're thumbnailing here. I already have my first thumbnail done, and it's based on an image I saw on Pinterest of a Shih Tzu kind of cozy up in a blanket and some pillows. Definitely behavior that I saw in my own Shih Tzu. She liked to be cozy, enjoyed rubbing her face in our pillows on the couch and at the end of the bed in the blanket. So it kind of reminded me of her, even though the coloring and everything was different. But that's the purpose of combining references. I have images of my dogs that I can combine with poses that I want. So this second thumbnail that I'm finishing up here, I took inspiration from an image on Pinterest of a dog looking out through these sliding glass doors. And I obviously didn't like the background, so I changed it into kind of a more nature scene. I don't know what flowers I would do in this instance, but I just thought it was a nice pose. So you can maybe give me some ideas, flowers, and maybe you can put some symbolic meaning into it as well. This third thumbnail that I'm working on now is based on an image of a Shih Tzu I saw underneath what I think is a blanket. Could be a towel, I don't remember off the top of my head. But I thought it was a really cute image. Crystal, it reminded me of her, I'll be honest. She was very cat-like in the sense that she did not like baths. Anything that had to do with water that wasn't going into her mouth, she was very much against. It was a battle. Anytime we wanted to bathe her in the sink or the bathtub, it didn't matter. She also was very cat-like in the sense that she would sit on the back of our couch. She would climb up there and lay there. She also somehow never got injured despite many falls down our steps. Like, I know that sounds horrific, but just thinking about it, in the moment I was terrified for her, but she always managed to somehow land on her feet and walk off. So I don't know, do any of you guys have dogs that act like cats or cats that act like dogs? She was definitely a cat, feline-like in some sense. This other image I'm drawing now, this thumbnail on the right hand side, I decided to include bubbles because I saw one image. This is actually a combination of two images I saw on Pinterest. The first was of a golden doodle in a box with some blankets, and the other image was of a, I believe it was a, what do they call those dogs? Pit bull. A pit bull looking at bubbles. And I just thought the idea was so cute. I've never drawn bubbles in my life, but I combined it and made the golden doodle a Shih Tzu. And you'll see in a minute, the bubble idea kind of sticks with me. In this last thumbnail that I'm doing right at the bottom, I just really thought the pose was adorable. A dog looking up at its owner. And I added bubbles. So I think bubbles are probably going to be in the final piece. It'll be a nice challenge for me. But let me know what you guys think. I'm going to post close-ups in the end of this video. So these are some of the sketches that I came up with. I'm gonna put some close-ups on the screen so you guys can see. I'm not sure which one's my favorite yet. You guys will know for sure in the next video installment of this series, which is going to be me painting the painting itself. Or maybe I'll do a video on sketching. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll combine both. I'll put a poll out and you guys can tell me what you want, or you can tell me in the comments what you think would be something you'd like to watch. But this is where we're at for today. And the next video for next Sunday is going to be about the ornaments that I'm going to do. Just because we're getting close to Christmas, I think it's time to get those done out of the way because those are going to be gifts. So I hope you guys had an awesome week, and I hope the week ahead is looking pretty good too. Keep an eye out for any polls that I put out on the channel. You can go to the community tab on my channel page on YouTube, and you can see there'll be a poll there, or maybe I ask a question or post something there, because that's the whole purpose of the community tab. It kind of helps me out as far as what content you guys want to watch. I mean, you can also just let me know down in the comments, but I figured it's a great way to interact with you guys. So that's it for today, guys. Have a nice day.